morning everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we have another in a plastic bag special. This is one of these Japanese Pokemon or Nintendo Pokémon Minis in bits. So something else I've inherited. Apparently it wasn't going properly, so what we'll do is we'll look at this and we'll see what we can do. What I have done in advance is I have actually printed off a few little diagrams here which sort of shows the positive plane. So it shows the 1.5 volt plane, this shows a 3 volt plane, and also shows the negative plane as well. And this one shows just other little test points. So I printed those off just to help me because I've never worked on one of these before. Just so we can do some testing and then try and get this thing going and get it back to a working condition. So right, let's get into it. So this is pretty much what they consist of, is they're a little tiny little handheld which only takes a 1.5 volt battery and has little tiny cartridges that you can pop in the back. They're quite cute. They only produced a few games for them, but yeah, they're pretty cool. This one looks like the shell's faded quite a bit. I have got another one in my collection, but it's had battery corrosion all through it and it's just absolutely wrecked. But I think the case on it might be better than this one, so I'll go and grab it and we'll have a look. Because what I might do if I can get this one going is I might just make one good one out of both, and then at least we've got a working condition one. So I'll just go and grab the other one now. Okay, this is the other one I've got. As you can see, way better condition than the faceplate. That's the colour it's meant to be. So yeah, what we might do is we might, if I can get this one working, because I know this one definitely doesn't work. If I can get this one working, and then we can just put it into this case. But what's really neat about these, they take these little cartridges in the back, like so, and they're just like a little Pokemon, little black and white screen. But yeah, we'll get stuck into it. And what we'll do is, first thing we'll probably do is hook up the power supply to this and see what's going on with it. Okay, I've got 1.5 volts connected up to the battery terminals. What we do need is we need this little piece here because the power switch is on the front. Put that on. Oh, well, there it goes. Oh, okay. Maybe it might just need a good clean up then. Yep, sounds working. That's good to know. I might give it a clean up. What I might do is I noticed it's got capacitor on the front there and a couple more capacitors on the back. I might just replace those out. They're only 100 UF 6 volts by the look of it. All three of them. I'll replace them out with ceramic SMDs. If anything's going to go, it's going to be these things. And I'll just make sure everything's all go on it. Looks like it's had a little bit of work here, so I'll better test these pads too just to make sure they work before we do anything else. Okay, so I've just popped off the 3 capacitors here and just replaced them with SMDs, one there, and the speaker wires come off, and one there and one there. Right, next thing I'll do is I'll check these traces from these pads. The easiest way to do that is just get your multimeter in continuity. Yeah, these should be the negative. Yep. Okay, so the negative's fine. And then what we need to do is we need to check where the center pieces go. It goes into the blob chip, which is exciting. I will quickly check the schematics. I've also got the schematics for this just to make sure that these are all going to where they need to go. And then what we'll do is we'll then, obviously we know this one's working, is we'll then pull this one apart and get all the best bits out of it. Right, I've already found our first issue, so I can see why these have been rubbed away, because this piece here, this is button A. Button A should go through to test point 1, which is there, and there's no continuity between there and button A. And then I can see there's a little hole here. Oops. There's a little hole here which goes through the via through to the other side, and there is no continuity from that side of the hole to that side of the hole. So what I'll do is I'll put my little, got some little tiny drills, drill that, and then just put a wire through and brush off a bit of that there just to find out where the trace is, and then we can make that connect to there. So that might have been the issue with it, is that button A wasn't working. Button B, that one goes from there, and I've traced it. It goes all the way to the blob chip, and it does. It connects all the way up to the trace up here. So that one's fine. It's just button A is not good. So I'll work on that. So I've got these little tiny micro drills, and it goes right down to real tiny ones. So I think it'll be one of these really small ones because the hole's tiny. I'll get one of these and just twist it by hand through the hole just to clean it up. And then we'll see if we can get a little tiny piece of wire through there just to make the connection. Okay, I managed to clean out all the holes in here. You can see a little bit of what was in there. And then what I've got is I've got this wire here, very thin, sort of coated wire that I'll poke through. But what I might do is I noticed the negative terminal on this is actually quite corroded too. So I might have to pop that off. I don't know what the one is like in this one. I'll have a quick look. Because we could salvage it, potentially salvage it off this one if we need to. Just undo this. Oh, that one looks just as bad, if not worse. Okay, that's all right. I'll try and clean this one up best I can. I might still take it off the board because it looks like it's got a bit of corrosion on the back, and just put some white vinegar on it. So I'll remove that now, just desolder that, remove that, and then that'll give me room to poke the wire through the little hole as well, which we'll do. Okay, so what I've managed to do, I've managed to remove the terminal. I've cleaned it up. It's come up really well. And then I've poked the wire through here, and I will pull it through and solder onto that little pad at the back there, and then we will take it down to test point 1, which is where it needs to be, because obviously there's no connection between test point 1, because test point 1 to here is fine, but there's nothing on the other side of the board. Actually, what I might do, I might just take away a bit of the silk screen on the top, and then I might just be able to just tap it on something here. But what I'll do is I will solder this side on first, and then we'll work on the other side. So you can see I've just scraped away a bit there, and I don't know if you can quite see it, but the test point, the hole goes down that way. So what I'll do is I'll just scrape away a bit of the trace there, fold that over, and then just solder that onto there, and then we can just cut it off there and just keep it nice and tidy. Okay, now that that's done, we'll get our continuity, and we should have continuity from here to our test point 1 to here. Excellent, so we fixed that. Right, so what we'll do now is we will, at least we know this one's now working with the A button. The B button's connected, A button's connected now, power button's connected, up and down was working when I changed the time. Probably all I need to do now is pull apart this other one and salvage the case off it. So I'll do that. Actually, first thing I need to do is put this back on. So I'll solder the negative terminal back onto here, and then we will be good to go. Okay, so opening up one of these pretty easy. They just have 4 tri-wing screws. I'll just pop those out. Once those are out, we just pull this off. Yeah, this one's not even connected. See, it doesn't look bad in here, but I remember looking at this a while ago, and there's just corrosion all through here and all through the front. I will put this in a bag and maybe have a go at it one day, but yeah, it's not going to be today. And there's a lot of corrosion up through here as well, up through the top. So there's just a couple of screws, couple of Phillips screws that just hold in this motherboard. I'll just undo those. I've removed all those screws. There was one here, 2 black ones here, and the 2 at the top. Now this should just... Now this can be the tricky part, is because the screens sort of stay in the front. But you can sort of maneuver things. It doesn't help that it's actually got sticky stuff here too. Can sort of maneuver things to get in there, and what you can do is you can actually just pop out the pieces that hold the screen in. The 2 little tabs on each side of that. There you go. Yeah, there's all corrosion all through this. I mean, it might be worth fixing, but that'll be another project another day. And so what I might do is I think I can reuse this screen, because the screen's not bad on that one. I'll plug it in, try it, see what it looks like. Okay, so I've hooked it up to the original screen that was in this good case. Got a game in there, power. Oh, awesome, that screen's fine. Oh, well, we'll just use that original screen then. Yep, A button's working now, which is great. Yeah, great. Okay, well, let's get this thing all put back together. Okay, so I've got the screws all back in there, so that's all done. And I'm going to use the back off the other one as well, because the back's a lot tidier. What's cool is these have a little rumble pack in them, this little piece here. So what I will do is grab our speaker wires, solder those up to the 2 points there, and then we will put it all back together. And then, fingers crossed, should be good to go. Right, screwed all that back together. Just giving it a quick clean too with window cleaner. Still a little mark on there, but it's looking pretty good. So all we've got to do now is get a AAA battery, put our battery cover back on and screw it on. Grab our game. And look at that. Good to go. Awesome. I'm very happy with that. I'm probably now going to sit down and waste a few hours trying to work out how to play this thing, because I don't read Japanese either. So yeah, interesting. But what I will do is I have got more games as well, so try those as well as a couple of instructions. Might use Google Translate and actually work out how to play this thing. But yeah, I hope you liked that video. Saved another one. This is actually looking really good. But yeah, this other one here, maybe that'll be another project one day. But I think it might be too far gone. I think I looked at that board quite a while ago, and yeah, it looked a bit too far gone. So we'll see how we go. But if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I bring out videos every week. And if you love seeing restorations and saving old games, then yeah, join us on the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.